On a stormy night in March 1847, observers reported hearing cries coming from the Rutherford family home that would linger in the memories of Spotsylvania County for years to come. What started as a casual card session among tobacco growers turned into a bet so shocking and ethically destructive that officials concealed all records of the event for more than 100 years. The prize wasn't cash or property, it involved people's fates. When the last card was shown, the fallout would affect some of Virginia's wealthiest clans, resulting in unexplained fatalities, economic collapse, and a cover-up extending to the top ranks of the state's leadership. Before proceeding with the account of the Rutherford property and the wager that shattered lives, and before exploring further into this grim episode from Virginia's shadowy past, remember to follow our page for additional startling historical enigmas and share in the comments which region or town you're tuning in from. We enjoy linking up with other enthusiasts of the past who embrace its unsettling realities. The events of that evening permanently altered how the affluent estate owners in Spotsylvania County regarded one another, and crucially, how they perceived their own identities. In 1847, Spotsylvania County ranked among Virginia's richest tobacco areas, with expansive farms lining the Rappahannock River like verdant empires governed by individuals convinced their riches rendered them invincible. The earth, nurtured through years of meticulous farming, yielded top-quality tobacco foliage in the southern states, enriching lineages whose titles graced banking institutions, rail lines, and governmental roles across the state. The Rutherford estate, locally called Thorngate Hall, spanned more than 30 acres of this valuable terrain. Colonel Harrison Rutherford had taken over the land from his parent, including almost 200 bonded laborers whose toil had amassed the family's wealth across 3 eras. The primary residence, a grand Georgian structure featuring lofty white pillars and wide porches, perched atop a subtle rise, surveying the tobacco plots that extended to the skyline like a boundless emerald ocean. At 43 in the spring of 1847, Harrison Rutherford's achievements were gauged not only by land and earnings, but by his skill in upholding the intricate social ties that sustained Virginia's farming elite. He sat on the local council, owned stock in the Richmond and Rappahannock Rail, and his views on tobacco values could sway exchanges as distant as New York. Yet to Harrison, nothing mattered more than being the parent of Margaret Rutherford, an 18-year-old viewed by many as the loveliest young lady across several districts. Margaret had the polished schooling typical for a landowner's child. She was fluent in French, excelled at the piano, and could converse about books with an elegance that made her a desired attendee at gatherings in central Virginia. Her rich chestnut locks and keen emerald gaze had drawn wedding offers from heirs of notable households, but Harrison was choosy about whom he permitted to visit her. The Rutherford home also housed Caesar Wellington, whose life defied typical notions of bondage in pre-Civil War Virginia. At 35, born on the grounds, Caesar had acquired reading and writing skills despite prohibitions against educating those in servitude. Even more astonishing, he showed remarkable aptitude for numbers and what today might be termed economic evaluation. Harrison had spotted this gift long ago and, in a choice that outraged some peers, started relying on Caesar for handling the estate's accounts and even guiding financial choices. This setup had greatly benefited Harrison, but it had also forged something rare in their hierarchy, an owner who intellectually relied on someone he possessed by law. Caesar enjoyed superior living conditions compared to others in bondage, residing in a modest yet cozy space within the main building instead of the outbuildings, and Harrison frequently sought his advice on issues beyond farm operations. The other main figures in this tale were Harrison's usual card partners, whose regular meetings had gained fame among Spotsylvania County's upper class. Judge Cornelius Petton came from a line that aided in drafting Virginia's charter, and his rulings held sway statewide. Dr. Samuel Fitzgerald possessed the biggest neighboring farm and acted as the unofficial doctor for most elite families nearby. Lastly, Marcus Wagered, a recent entrant to their group, had relocated from Charleston after gaining large assets, known for his bold betting matched by his knack for spotting others' vulnerabilities. These four had gathered every Thursday night for more than 2 years, engaging in poker in Harrison's office while savoring premium whiskey and tobacco. The risks had escalated gradually, shifting from small sums to sessions where large amounts exchanged hands quickly. However, they all knew money was just the facade of their true rivalry. These matches concerned influence, challenging resolve, and the mental battles that ambitious men fight. The societal conditions of 147 Virginia set the stage for the impending disaster. The region's finances showed vulnerability with varying tobacco rates and rising northern opposition to servitude. Many farm owners privately worried about future security, though voicing such fears openly would ruin their status. Tensions also mounted over extending bondage to fresh lands, with debates risking the core of Southern life. The night of March 18, 1847, started routinely at Thorngate Hall. Precipitation had poured since dawn, tapping steadily on the high panes of Harrison's office. The space captured the essence of Virginia farm opulence, polished mahogany pieces shining under lamp glow, volumes bound in hide along the walls, and a stone hearth where aged wood popped and flickered, throwing shifting forms over the ornate carpet. Caesar had set up the area as always, positioning the poker surface with its velvet top, laying out new card packs by Harrison's side, and stocking glass vessels with spirits. The bonded individual performed these duties with his typical quiet precision, though close observers might note a subtle shift that night, a certain focus in his actions, a lingering glance at items around. Judge Pettin showed up first, brushing off water from his overcoat and grumbling about the paths. At 62, the senior member, his judicial expertise had influenced Virginia's handling of legal disputes for 20 years. His attendance lent a kind of endorsement. Gaming with Cornelius Pettin signaled true entry into Virginia's circles. Dr. Fitzgerald followed, toting his healer kit as usual, ready for urgent summonses from the many under his care. Samuel was noted for cautious tactics and detecting body cues in opponents, abilities useful in both cards and medicine. Marcus Wagered entered last, instantly altering the mood. At 39, he had a captivating charm that attracted while subtly unsettling. Schooled in Charleston, he had honed refined pursuits in New Orleans before settling in Virginia with ample resources and ties to acquire major lands. Though his fortune's origins stayed murky, "Gentlemen," Marcus declared, claiming his spot. "I trust you're ready for an unforgettable night. Luck has favored me recently." Harrison distributed the initial round as Caesar circulated discreetly, topping drinks and tending the blaze. Early plays went standardly, with light wagers and talk of crop values, governance, and local rumors. As hours passed and liquor flowed, the vibe changed. Marcus had lost consistently for the first couple hours, his irritation evident to those familiar with him. He upped his risks, aiming to recoup via bolder moves. Judge Pettin withdrew from most rounds early, observing the interplay among the rest. Dr. Fitzgerald stuck to steady, small gains, dodging big clashes. Harrison drew solid combinations all evening, boosting his assurance with each success. By 10 p.m., he led by almost $800, a hefty figure equaling month's earnings for average Virginia homes. That's when Marcus proposed a shift that altered their destinies. "Harrison, old chap," he said, mixing a new pack with practiced ease. "These minor bets bore me. Let's elevate this to something remarkable. What do you suggest?" Harrison inquired, sensing unease in Marcus' delivery that made Caesar halt nearby. "One last round. Victor claims the pot plus a prize beyond currency." Marcus built suspense. Judge Pettin edged forward. "Marcus, clarify your idea." "I'm proposing we stake items of real worth, making this legendary." His gaze sparkled as he scanned the group. I'll risk my Charleston assets. The Rice Farm and Bay Street residence valued over $15,000. Quiet descended, broken only by rain and flames. $15,000 was immense, sufficient for a large estate or rail venture. Dr. Fitzgerald demurred. Marcus, that's unmatched by us. Ah, but you're mistaken, Samuel, Marcus countered. You each hold equivalents or greater. Just think innovatively. Harrison sensed a thrill rising. Liquor and triumphs had bred overconfidence. Specify, Marcus. Judge Petton could stake his law firm and ties. Dr. Fitzgerald, his healing work and land. And you, Harrison. Marcus grinned coldly. Your most cherished asset, your daughter's betrothal. The proposal lingered like hearth fumes. Caesar stiffened by the spirits. Judge Petton blanched. Dr. Fitzgerald inhaled sharply. Harrison nearly chuckled, deeming it drink-fueled jest, but Marcus' challenge held him back. In 1008, 147 Virginia's ranks, commanding kin's paths gauged a man's strength. Declining might signal frailty, doubt in skills. Marcus, Judge Petton cautioned, this exceeds betting. A lady's path isn't for stakes. Isn't it? Marcus queried. We arrange unions for wealth and status already. This way, fate decides via prowess, not deals. Harrison pondered, ignoring inner alarms. Margaret was his dearest holding. Lovely, wise, poised for a union bolstering Rutherford's. Yet legally, he controlled her until 21 or wed. And to equal that, Harrison voiced. Marcus' veneer slipped, revealing cunning. I'd stake Caesar. Outrage erupted. Judge Petton rose abruptly. Dr. Fitzgerald objected, but Marcus silenced them. Logically, friends, Caesar's a key resource, perhaps Harrison's top after soil. His talents make him unique. Losing him cripples operations. Harrison glared, grasping Marcus' keen observation of their setup. True, Caesar was vital beyond finances. To Harrison's mental companionship, their strategy talks were highlights. But Marcus offered chilled while enticing. Victory meant retaining Margaret and gaining Caesar fully, amplifying human investment. Caesar stood rigid by spirits, hands quivering on glass, his views legally void in 1008, 147 Virginia. Gentlemen, Harrison stated firmly, this could be epic. Proceeding thickened tension, muting even fire. Judge Petton protested vainly. Harrison's mix of spirits, ego, and dominance urge prevailed. Dr. Fitzgerald, despite qualms, stayed drawn by the mental spectacle, his healer insight spotting a rare societal test. Marcus shuffled artfully in glow. 5. Card stud. 1 deal, all or nothing. Terms clear. Harrison assented dryly. Win, keep Margaret, own Caesar. Lose, you wed her, I hold Caesar. Exact, Marcus affirmed. 1 note, Caesar deals. Shock again. Precedented for such risks, but Marcus argued, who fairer than one staked, he ensures honesty. Caesar's hands shook taking cards. Irony clear, the wagered decided outcome. At table's head, Harrison saw a new calculation in Caesar's gaze. Not fear, but strategy. Cards issued slowly. Caesar precise. Harrison scanned for tricks, but neutral. Harrison's hidden, 10 hearts, visible, king spades. Solid, Marcus, jack diamonds up, hidden down. Next visible, Harrison king hearts. King's pair, Marcus queen diamonds. Straight hint, tension peaked. King's pair bets, Caesar murmured. Harrison wagered $500. Marcus met eyes fixed. Third visible, Harrison 10 spades, 2 pairs kings/10s, confidence surged, Marcus 10 diamonds, straight potential, 2 pairs bets, Caesar said, Harrison all in $300 plus. Marcus matched smiling, final visible, Harrison king clubs, full house, kings/10s, triumph near, Marcus 9 diamonds, 4 to straight flush with jack/queen/10. If hidden 8/king diamonds, unbeatable. Quiet absolute, rain imagined drumming, judge gripped chair, doctor held breath, Harrison odds, calculated, full house strong, but stakes terrified minimal risks, Gentlemen, Caesar slice silence, reveal holes. Harrison showed 10 hearts. Full house kings slash tens, voice breaking. Marcus slowly flipped. 8 diamonds, straight flush. 8-9-10 jack. Queen diamonds, only royal beats. Harrison lacked. Silence deeper than ever. World shifting, beliefs broken, outcomes vast. Harrison stared, willing change. His hand, once sure, now mockery. Gambled daughter's path, lost. Marcus broke quiet softly, commanding, "We have a victor." Aftermath's weight sank like venom. Harrison lingered post, departure, eyeing cards. Fire embers reddened room hellishly. Caesar stayed by window, watching storm. His status limbo, wagered slash lost, but papers pending, still at hall. Master Harrison, Caesar formal, long, dropped privately. What to tell Miss Margaret? Harrison lifted, tears shocking Caesar. Never seen in crises. I don't, Harrison whispered. How say you bet her life to stranger? Legally, Harrison ruled Margaret's union till 21/wed. Wager bound with witnesses, judge slash doctor, unimpeachable, socially worse, rumor spread elite, scandal ruining all. Father betting daughter challenged duty slash order. Marcus left satisfied, vowing return for details, handshake sympathetic but triumphant, perhaps planned. Dawn, Harrison faced Margaret in breakfast room, reading verse. She noted weariness. Papa, you seem awful. Cards all night. Harrison sat, memorizing her. Inherited mother's grace, own intellect slash strength. Beauty assured grand match, now bound to unknown. Margaret, he halted. Unexplainable, future card, decided. Papa scaring me. What? Harrison detailed night, framing confidence, customs, binding result. Her face shifted, confusion, disbelief, icy rage like Marcus. Done, silence minutes. Sun lit her hair fiery, resembled mother. Clarify, Margaret calm deadly. You bet my marriage vs. Caesar's ownership, lost. Hand strong, odds irrelevant, Papa. She cut. No right, confident or not. He cited laws, customs, arranged unions, sounded empty. Margaret rose, meal ignored. When Bogard claims prize, cold prize winced Harrison. Afternoon, discuss arrangements. Arrangements. She echoed, kind considering my chains, a left wordless. Marcus arrived 2 p.m., finely attired, victorious air, with Richmond lawyer Silas Crawford, satchel of papers. Harrison hosted in studied day. Lit different, smoke slash liquor lingered intimately threatening. Harrison, friend. Marcus sat same seat, processed our deal. Regret time. Harrison blunt, honor debts. Indeed, Marcus cold. Smiled. Crawford prepared papers, marriage pact, Caesar transfer, etc. Spread on table. Harrison saw premeditation, chilling preparation. One issue. Harrison reviewed. Margaret resists. Marcus laughed. Expected from spirited girl. She'll see benefits knowing me. If refuses, can't. Law gives you control till 21. Contract binds. A knock interrupted. Caesar with tea, now dignified, resigned, unsettling. Master Harrison, Miss Margaret wishes speak you slash Bogard. Tell busy. Says concerns her, right heard. Marcus intrigued, hear her. Margaret entered regally, blue silk gown aging her worldly. Hair styled elaborately. Master Bogard, courteous. Congratulations due. Marcus bowed. Mine, Miss Rutherford. Fortunate, indeed. Margaret undertoned dangerous. Discuss engagement terms. Harrison protested decided. She silenced. Legally no choice. Continued. Papa's debt prizes me, like Caesar yours. Gestured Caesar. But no wife type, Bogard. Marcus enjoyed. Enlighten. Margaret smiled ruthless inherited. Honor law slash social. Marry, live as wife. Reasonable. Marcus, but whispered menacing, never share bed willingly, no children, daily regret table sit, own legally, never possess. Silence profounder than when reveal, lawyer wished vanish, Caesar perhaps approved, Marcus cracked angry, misunderstand marriage, duties defined law slash morals, understand, Margaret, force marriage not happiness, unhappy wife unpleasant. Just as tensions peaked in Pennsylvania County, if this tale chills, pass to mystery fan, like to back us, subscribe for more, join Uncovering next, confrontation halted by surprise guest, Judge Petton's ride neared, he entered unannounced, grave, official paper. Harrison Marcus, a grim, issue, arrival shifted mood, pale, agitated, scanned, papers, Margaret defiant, Caesar silent, Cornelius, Harrison rose, what, our game drew bad notice, showed Virginia's sealed writ. Attorney General inquiry, odd betting with human stakes, forced unions, Marcus paled, how no, reported by witness present, understanding law, eyes to Caesar, composed, perhaps satisfied, you, Harrison whispered. Caesar met equal, you taught read/write, business/law, records, think I miss implications, a revelation stunned, Marcus rose furious, treacherous, careful, boggard, Caesar calm, law shields bonded from harm, witnesses here, judge sank. Caesar, what reported? 4 gents bet lives, detailed game, players, packs, sworn on forced marriage, lawyer shuffled, invalidates docs, if trafficking, Margaret smooth, Caesar brilliant, Harrison shocked. Why, punishment possible for accusing masters, Caesar, last night dealing, tired property, tired traded, if punished, truth worth, center room, deliberate, while you cards/liquor, I thought futures, game wrong, humans own/traded, Marcus paced. Insane, gents game rules staking humans, Judge Grimm, Caesar legally destroys us, AG prosecutes, Caesar produced paper, more, sent letters editors Richmond, Charleston, Washington, story publishes tomorrow, silence total. Harrison floored, investigation handleable quietly, but press spread south wide, destroyed us, a doctor whispered, you did, Caesar, I documented, Margaret beside Caesar, alliance natural, how, reports, contacts, Caesar smiled first. And not only you educated, learned law/politics/info power, corresponded abolitionists Richmond year plus, strategy brilliant, report creates irresolvable legal mess, prominent men, scandalous acts, press prevents suppression. Harrison saw, power show triggered ruin, state, status, ties, daughter bond, more, Judge Graver, AGI's trafficking, forced contracts, gambling conspiracy, criminal, prison possible, Caesar windowed fields. Irony, you taught downfall, educated, trusted, equaled privately, then staked like animal, doctor, spoke, Cornelius, quiet resolve, respected community, problem, judge, respect demands scrutiny, AG can't shield shocking planters, Marcus faced Caesar, want, cash, liberty, trade withdraw, Caesar devastating, don't get, reported crime as crime, want justice, justice, indicted, enslaved demanding from owners revolutionary, used laws oppressing him as shield. Too late, Caesar, letters sent, probe started, tomorrow all know, damage done, Margaret teared grateful, saved me us. You'd save self, mother's spirit. I aided legally. Table docs now evidence. Marcus reached, judge stopped, evidence now, tamper, obstruction, Harrison voiced, now, wait investigators, Judge Grimm, interviews, docs, evidence, weeks/months. Meantime, game packs suspended, no forced marriage review, Caesar transfer held, Marcus plans crumbled. Outrageous, one fair, one staking humans, Margaret cold, fair wear, interruption, carriages, Virginia seals, investigators swift, gentlemen, judge straightened, prepare toughest legal fight, probe legendary Virginia law, details sealed century plus. AG spent 3 weeks Thorngate, interviews, records, county testimonies, lead, Catherine Henley, early female AG clerk, presence scandalous, questions exposed game and system enabling. Henley, Harrison interview 6+ hours, shattered him. Rutherford explained father betting daughter's joy on card. Arrogance, despair, indifference. No answer haunted lifelong. Henley, Caesar devastating. Finance knowledge, testimony on dynamics painted abuse beyond game. Rutherford didn't just stake daughter, deposed, staked showing power, control existence on card, Bogard wanted own completely. Probe revealed Bogard wealth shady, Charleston slave trade, fraud lands. Virginia move escaped Carolina troubles, not respectability. Disturbing, not first gambling wife. Charleston/Savannah patterns overlooked by impressed authorities. Petton involvement crisis. Participant/witness forced external prosecutors. Scandal spurred gambling/marriage laws. Judges' grace fall tragic. Prior progressive betrayal stung colleagues. Fitzgerald least criminal cooperated for leniency. Testimony backed Caesar showed premeditation. Cost. Practice suffered, judgment questioned, reputation marred. Caesar's press orchestrated damaging as probe. South editorials examined slavery, patriarchy, power corruption. Richmond Inquirer, if gents stake lives like races, society's morals. If fathers gamble daughters, women protected. Resolution Spring 1848. Bogard convicted trafficking conspiracy, 10 years prison, fines, Virginia property ban. Died prison 3 years, pneumonia suspected unnatural, enemies. Rutherford no criminal but civil penalties, fees, lost posts. Reputation ruined, partnerships ended, suitors shunned Margaret despite innocence, financial hit, costs, losses forced land sales, 200 workers to 50 by 1,850. Petton resigned disgraced, minor cases, died 1,852, heart attack, family said broken heart. Caesar complex, probe held transfer, no auto freedom, publicity pressured reward, solution, Margaret, 21st birthday 1,850, mother's inheritance bought freedom, public, press covered, Harrison couldn't block. Freeing symbolic anti-slavery win, attended reformers, Margaret rejected proposals, pursued rights activism, unmarried female owner, reform advocate, partnered free Caesar in 1008, 150s ventures challenging norms. Game whispered generations, caution gambling, evidence slavery corruption, details twisted, message, power falls to hubris/cruelty, plantation operated, never prospered, Harrison died 1,863, war-tearing system enabling crimes. Final years broken, isolated, estranged daughter dutiful visits, last talk, Papa, regret game, regret all leading/following, study sealed decades post, death, later owners heard card shuffles, voices, natural or eerie reminder. Case precedent influenced Virginia law 20th century, Caesar Wellington, protected witnesses vs. superiors, reformed marriage, showed system usable against self, game docs/cards to Virginia Historical Society, researchable. Cards fingerprints evidence decision echoes, 1,865 twist, Caesar memoir from property to person, a northern bestseller, detailed game/aftermath, revealed, manipulated deal for Marcus win, recognizing Harrison victory doomed both to oppression. That night, wrote, justice needs evil self-defeat. Bogard win outrageous, unavoidable exposure. Escape trapped by obviousness. Tale shows oppressed societies, individuals claim justice. 1,847 structures vulnerable to truth. Your thoughts all revealed or secrets Pennsylvania archives. Comment. If enjoyed, subscribe, notify, share mystery lovers. History's shadows hold more. Next time.